Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Today we got another banger video. This one is a little bit more tame when it comes down to my more recent videos, but it's still a crazy fucking experience. And I'm with my friend Chandler again in this video. Um, and yeah, it's a hoot, it's a holler, it's a banger, it's a throller, and you guys are gonna love it. So sit back, relax, get some popcorn, and let's get right into the video, shall we? Basically, it was a fateful day. Sometime around the summer seasons, I'm not too sure. It could have been May, it could have been June, it could have been July. Sometime around then, and I was hanging out with my friend Chandler, and we were up to some goonery at this point in our lifetime. In 10th grade and 11th grade, and even somewhat 12th grade, we were up to some fiendry, some goonery. We were getting hand sanitizer with ethanol in it, and if you guys don't know, ethanol is the like chemical name for alcohol that you consume and get drunk off of. And we were buying ethanol, and we were doing this conversion thing where if you get like I don't promote this, and I don't exactly want to teach you how to do it, but there's a way to convert the hand sanitizer um, like stuff out of the ethanol, and then you can just drink the ethanol straight up, and it's like moonshine, and you can get drunk off that. So at this point in time, Chandler and me were drinking fucking hand sanitizer and getting wasted and doing all that sort of shit. And we got super fucking drunk off of that technique, and we were just walking around town, not really doing shit. We weren't sure what to do. We pretty much had an entire day to ourselves. And let me mention, by the way, at this point in time, this was during the COVID time, so we had a really weird school schedule at this point in time. The school schedule we had was we had in-person class 2 days a week. We had Wednesdays off, and then the other 2 days were online. It was really weird. So this was on a Wednesday when we didn't have school or anything. We were just off of school. We were just hanging out. It was completely chill. And actually, yeah, that's how I remember this was during the school year. It was just during more towards the summer months, or like May, June, July. Or not July, but May and June. It was more towards that time period of time. But it was one of the days we had off of school, and I had this plug at this point of time. I don't have him anymore. He was a friend of mine. I used to work with him at Herbert's and Gerbert's. I used to work at Herbert's and Gerbert's and like a bunch of restaurants and stuff, McDonald's, all this shit. Back in the day, I would not recommend. That shit is funky. I mean, it's okay. All right, those fucking shit jobs like Herbert's and Gerbert's and McDonald's when you're young and you don't have any options, they're okay. But if you're like fucking 25 years old and you're working at McDonald's, what are you doing with your life? Like, that's just fucking depressing. But anyway, that's besides the point. Um, so I was working at Herbert's and Gerbert's at this point in time, and I had this coworker friend. He was a bit older. We were like 14. I was like 14 at this point in time because it was like 10th grade, maybe 15, 14, 15, somewhere around there. And he was like 20 years old, and I was like, "Yo, yeah, could I get some acid off you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got you, bro. Like, just hit me up sometime, and I got you for sure." And I hit him up before. I This isn't exactly the first time I've ever done LSD. I'll tell that story eventually, but this is just a crazy fucking time that I wanted to tell because it was way more eventful and just way more fucking insane. So basically, I got 4 tabs total, two for my friend Chandler. Oh yeah, let me just mention this. Me and Chandler, we weren't inside school. We were really drunk. We were hammered at this point, off of the fucking hand sanitizer alcohol conversion contraption we made, and we were feeling feisty. We wanted to trip. We were like, "That sounds awesome! Fuck yeah! Let's trip balls. Let's walk around town." We were feeling fucking just a little adventurous that day, and we hit up my plug friend, and we're like, "Yeah, can we get 2 tabs each?" And he had a pretty fair pricing for them. I'm sure if you have better, if you're closer with your plug, and in your area it's cheaper for acid, you could probably get better deals. But I spent $10 a tab, so I spent $20 total for myself. My friend spent $20 too. which is not bad at all. Completely fine. And I remember we got the tabs. We were just downtown, down by the movie theater, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna pop these bitches right now." And at this point in time, it was probably like 3 p.m., just day, like dead day, and I had to go home at some point in time to eat dinner, probably around 6 or 7, so like in a few hours. So I don't know what I was thinking in the first place. And then my friend, he lived really far away, so his parents had to come get him, and they had to like come pick him up in their car and like drive him back to his house and shit. Because we didn't drive at this point in time because we were only 10th graders, and we didn't have a license. So it was just a bad idea all around. I don't know what we were thinking, but I guess we were hammered, so we were thinking, fuck it, let's trip, let's have a good time. And I popped both tabs at once. My friend only did one because he didn't want to trip too hard. He was feeling a little bit more sensible about the entire thing. But we both did that. And then I would say maybe 45 minutes to an hour later, we started feeling the effects. Um, at one point in time, it was insane. We were tripping so hard that we both at the same time. I mean, at least I did. I'm not. I can't recall too much, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But we melted. Like, I don't know how to explain melting, but if you melted on acid before, you know exactly what I mean. But we melted from like one point in town to a completely different point in town. I remember just like being in one spot in town and then just like melting into a completely new area. And I was like, "What just happened, bro? Like, what the fuck?" And I like looked at I asked my friend that, and we were both just tripping balls. He was like, "Dude, I know. I just what the fuck?" Like, I think we both melted at the same fucking time, and we just ended up there. And I don't know how any cops didn't like pull over or didn't see us or anything. I can't imagine how we looked at that point, but we were just tripping balls. We kept walking around for a while. We went to our friend's house. This friend was actually in another video. He was the friend on call with me, and the same friend. He was the friend on call with me and Chandler on the coke night, on the night we did coke. So he's the same friend. I'll give him a name. His name was Nathan. So Chandler and Nathan. So my friend Nathan, we go to Nathan's house, and his mom answers the door, and we're like being really weird. Like at first we're like walking behind, cause like okay, imagine like there's like a block. Like imagine like there's like a patio on the back of like their house. Um, there's like a back door, and then there's like a back patio, and you can like there's like a fence, and you can like see over like the fence, and like it's like a higher up elevation. I don't know if that's making sense, but basically his mom saw me and Chandler walking up to the house, like being all weird, like just hiding behind a bush, like scoping out the area, because we were tripping balls by this point. So we were like, do we do this? Do we not do this? And Nathan's parents saw us fucking being weird as fuck. And then we go up to Nathan's house, and we knock on the door, and then Nathan comes out, and we all start hanging out, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing, bro? You're being super weird." My mom was like, "Yeah, your friends are like in the bush or something," or it was like some weird. I don't even know what he said exactly because I was tripping balls by that point. And by the way, let me just preface this. By the way, this story happened years ago. Like I graduated high school like 2, maybe 3 years ago now, and this was in like 10th grade. It was a long time ago. By the way, if you guys hear that, I don't know what the fuck my upstairs neighbor's doing. He's like sawing shit or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But if you guys can hear that, my apologies. But anyway, back to the story. So we're hanging out with Nathan, and then eventually we're just walking around town, and I'm tripping balls by this point, and my mom calls me, and I'll just say this too. By this point in time, I was grounded for a long time because I got caught smoking weed for the first time ever, and my parents did not trust me whatsoever. They hated my friends. They didn't trust me, so they kind of kept me on a leash for a long time. And I was freshly hanging out with friends again, doing fucking devious shit, clearly, like scheming. So they had a good reason to be, cautious about me, obviously. But so yeah, they called me, and I was tripping balls. I don't know how I pulled it off. They were like, "Are you high right now?" And I was like, "No, I can come home right now and I'll prove to you I'm not." And like, I must have sounded so weird for them to ask that in the first place. I don't even know, like, I can't even imagine, because by that point in time, I was gone. I was just praying that they, would fucking just hang up the call and just call it good. And somehow I finessed it. They hung up. I didn't have to go home at that point in time, but they're like, "All right, you're gonna have to come home soon." So we keep walking around for a while, and then we meet up with a few more friends, and then my dad out of nowhere calls me. It's like maybe like an hour later. I'm full blown peaking by this point. I'm full blown tripping, like peak tripping. And my dad calls me and he's like, "Come home right now." And he's pissed for some reason. I don't know why. But he's like, "Come home." And I'm like, "Fuck." So I start walking home, and unfortunately, I'm not that far away from my house, like where I'm currently at in the story. So it's not that long of a walk. And it's like a 10-minute walk. So I get home. My dad has his arms folded or crossed. I don't know why. He's like waiting outside. He has his arms crossed. He's like, "I don't like the friends you're hanging out with. I don't trust them." He's just like grilling me for some reason. I don't know what the fuck I did. I can't even imagine what my pupils looked like by this point in time, because I was rolling. I was tripping balls. I can't even imagine how they looked. But he was like, "Yeah, get inside, like, do a few of these chores." And he was just grilling me while I was doing these chores, tripping balls. I was like cleaning the kitchen floor or some shit, tripping. And then he was just like, out of nowhere, he was like, "All right, whatever, just," like, I had to clean the table, what's it called? The dining room table where we eat at and shit. And my parents are gamers, and their computers are like in the dining room where the table's at. So my dad was just like sitting there by the fucking table while I was tripping. I was cleaning the table. He was just sitting there watching me. And then just out of nowhere, luckily, I don't know what change of heart he had. He was just like, "All right, just do it later, whatever." Like, he just kind of like became unupset. I don't know why. He just kind of like chilled out. And I was like, "Oh, thank fucking God." So I went to my living room. Actually, I think first I went to my room. I was just fucking collecting my thoughts, tripping balls still. I was seeing shit everywhere, colors all over the place. My room was kind of dark, so like, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're tripping and you're in a dark environment, it's like a light show. Like, it's like if you close your eyes while you're tripping, it's kind of like a very similar thing, but it's like your eyes are open and you're seeing colors, you're seeing Nirvana. It's insane. But so I'm just kind of chilling for a little bit, and then eventually I go to my PS4 in my living room, and I just kind of play The Forest. I play Call of Duty. I play a few games. I just enjoy the nights. I go to my room. I pass the fuck out at like 3 in the morning because you can't fall asleep when you're tripping. But when I was done tripping, I passed out, and that was the time I tripped balls and walked around town with my friend. It was insane, crazy time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. More videos to come. I have more insane stories on the way, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. But anyway, all right, I'm rambling. Have a good day. Peace out, guys.